What's up, guys? It's Josh from KeepItTechie coming at you with some exciting content from the Cisco Live 2024 conference in Las Vegas. I'm super pumped to share this experience with you all. For those who might be new here, my channel is all about teaching you the ins and outs of Linux, as well as helping folks break into the tech field. Today, I'm taking you on a journey through one of the biggest tech events of the year, held right here at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. Now, attending conferences like Cisco Live is a game changer for your tech career. You get to dive deep into the latest trends, network with industry leaders, and get hands-on with new technology. Plus, it's a fantastic way to stay motivated and inspired. So whether you're just starting your career or you're a seasoned pro, there's something at these conventions for everyone. So let's jump right in and see what Cisco Live 2024 had to offer. All right, this is Josh at Cisco Live, and I got David Bumble here, and I want to ask him a quick question. So, what's your favorite thing about Cisco Live, and what you enjoyed the most?
Meeting people like yourself. It's so nice to meet people, hear their stories, hear how I've helped them in a small way. It's about people, always about people.
What's up, guys? It's Josh. I'm out here at Cisco Live. This is the first day. I'm super excited. Can't wait for everything to open up. Right now, not all the booths are open. They're still setting up a lot of things. But I'm registered and I'm good to go. So check this out. The first place I went to was the Red Hat booth. I definitely had to stop by there just to see what they were talking about. Super cool. Got some cool merch. They were giving out hats and stuff like that. And they also do talks every day. Like, it's mostly dealing with Ansible automation. And you guys know that Ansible, it allows you to write playbooks to manage, push configuration files and all that stuff to your Cisco devices, as well as all other devices that it supports. But I definitely had to come here, grab me some merch. It's one of the places. I'm gonna try to come back and listen to one of the talks. This is Josh from KeepItTechie, and I got Sean Kavanaugh here from the Red Hat booth.
Hey, we're Red Hat. I'm Sean. I'm working at Red Hat about 6-7 years now. What we have to talk about at Cisco Live, specifically network automation, I work on the Cisco team. We're doing a lot of cool labs over at the DevNet booth. If you come by the Red Hat booth, we have a lot of really cool things we're showcasing. One of the coolest things we've been talking about a lot is event-driven Ansible. So one of the demos we have is like a golf-based demo. It's just more for fun. In real life, you would be doing like events based on BGP links down. In this case, the golf ball hits that magnet stop, and it'll fire off an Ansible playbook based on that event via a GIF, and then post the Mastodon message. It's more of like the art of the possible, something fun to do. So really appreciate Joshua putting me on the channel. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is a super huge convention. You know what I'm saying? They got the whole Mandalay Bay Convention Center filled up. I was just up here 2 months ago, I think, for the Super Bowl convention. It's crazy how they can switch this whole thing up for a new conference or some type of convention that they got going on. Super cool. But yeah, man, all these are tech companies. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, you guys need to go out here and network. I've been talking to a lot of people with different software, open source software. Anybody I've seen where it had open source on it, I try to talk to them and look at their software and see what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's the training center over there. They got a whole bunch of training on that side. I believe it says upskill. They got people taking certifications. So you could come here and actually take certifications, which is super cool, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know you got to pay for the full convention. I believe it includes that. But yeah, super dope, man. I'm going to head over there and show you guys the training area. Yeah, so like I promised, I wanted to show you guys the training area. There's a lot of Cisco learning partners, Splunk education, all kind of training that's here. And like I said, you can get that Cisco certification here at the conference, which I thought was super cool. And then what I talked about earlier with Red Hat, they have the training over here for Ansible. They're doing the Ansible labs, which I thought was super cool. Like this whole Cisco learning and certification area is super dope. People getting certified and training up for certain things, so that was super cool. And they got a couple of talks going on right now. I'm not gonna interrupt this, but yeah, it's super cool. It's called a skills state. They got people learning over there about, what is that, Cisco iOS XE? I don't know what that is, but then they got the, like I said, the Ansible lab, so it's super cool. Hey.
So what we have here is a user experience for our boutique app that we have. It's an e-commerce website, giving you the basics of packet losses, latency, and jitters. Any synthetic test running in thousands. If you look at the drop down, we have different sites that the test is programmed with on the cloud, on the enterprise side. And then these are URLs of the domains that is being monitored by thousands of websites. And the same thing you can do on this side as well. We have cloud agents opened up. So these are the same agents end-to-end that are covering it on the app side of it. And then not just that, you have your traditional Microsoft Teams, the other use cases that are available, but then where's the application? So here's the boutique app. So this is running on Azure, but now it's giving you the latency. In this case, it's actually giving you SSL errors coming in from the Netherlands. Different user experience based on the region there are. It could be ISP related, and then you can also check it down from the application end. It could be an application problem or it could be a networking problem. So this gives you a holistic view, and it gives you an approach of, hey, this is how we kind of monitor, tie down, isolate the behavior, whether it's on the networking side or application side, and that's pretty much the demo.
Okay, cool, yeah. And I just wanted to stop by because I'm a content creator. I have a YouTube channel where I cover Linux, and I also talk about things that people should learn to help them get into the field. And is this something that people, are you starting to see a lot of customers?
Observability has been like a big thing, especially like that's what Splunk was acquired, right? It's not just the logging perspective, it's not Splunk 4, but it's also a combination of observability as well. That's what we call it.
Okay.
Splunk has a big observability push
Yeah.
for monitoring applications. Digital experience is like one portion of that because everything's front-faced e-commerce websites. So anytime you try to purchase a plane ticket or a long-term banking app, it crashes. There's a paper.
Yeah.
And within 5 seconds, the customer's going to be like, all right, I'm done with this application. I'm going to move.
Yeah.
So user experience is just the worst.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
this is all code visibility. It gives you more enhanced visibility. So it helps a lot. Absolutely.
Okay, and thank you so much. I just wanted to quickly show you guys something that I thought was super cool. This is called a Flex Pod. It's basically a data center in server rack, essentially. At the top, you can have your switches, fabric, interconnects. Down here is the storage though by Neta, and also you got your compute down at the bottom. It's essentially a big old computer. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was super cool, man. They explained it. I talked to the guys from just to get some information about it, and it's super cool. It's like very flexible. This thing, based on what one of the engineers told me, this one unit, let's say a small one with not as much hardware in it, I think the cheapest he said was like 300,000. So obviously this is for a medium business or so that's already making money, and you can run your application on something like this. I thought it was super cool to actually show it. And then also one cool thing about this is that Cisco is currently running the full conference on a couple of these, and I'll walk over and show you guys that in a second, where they're basically running a whole network for the conference, which I thought was super cool. Let me walk over there right fast and I'll show you guys that as well. Check this out. Over at NetApp, they have a simulated racing. And based on what I was told, this is what the actual Formula One racers use for training. They actually use a system like this, and they brought that here. So I thought it was super cool, man. Like NetApp's got a partnership with Cisco where they build out flex pods. It's basically a data center and all that stuff. I think I talked about it earlier. And that's what they're using at the network operations centers. But I'm assuming they're running this platform on one of the servers like this, or one of the data center servers. Super cool.
your tasks across domains. To do that, we provide out-of-the-box templates for common cross-domain automation scenarios. And these are just 2 samples of many, and these relate to campus data center interconnect. I'll dive into a sample workflow for you, and we can actually see the designer, see how these automations come to life. So this example, deploy Catalyst SD-WAN with Meraki Network would be using a Catalyst SD-WAN appliance in a branch location with Meraki access points and Meraki switches attached to it. So you have a hybrid environment, 2 different dashboards, 2 different controllers, 2 different fabrics. So it's going to tie that together with BOOKLIST.
Okay.
You have some general high-level information here about what is happening, and then when you dive into edit it, you can see that out of the box, all of these tasks can be accomplished with this one workflow. We use northbound, southbound APIs to talk to these different dashboards that Cisco provides. We cache the information into workflows and let you build out tasks. So this is a sample workflow. Pre-check devices, set the network up, configure your ports, configure your APs, all of that. Run it, ready to go. If you want to change that, go over to the left here. These are all the supported adapters. We have APIC, Catalyst Center, Catalyst SD-WAN, ICE, Meraki in this case we'll dive a little bit more into. You can add tasks then from the left, drag them over to the right, and add them in the workflow to update it. Let's say we want to delete the network at the end. We just want to set it up, tear it down. That would be one. If you want to get health alerts once the network is in process, you can do that as well.
Okay.
The goal is that when you're using a hybrid environment, a mixed environment, a large enterprise, you have tons of different dashboards, and we call it the smoke share effect. Where you're going from one dashboard to the other dashboard to the other dashboard, trying to get something done. This just uses automation to tie your work streams together across Cisco and third-party controllers.
I thought this was super cool. They had these touchscreens around that can help you find out where you are within the Cisco showcase. So you got your networking and product zones, you got your WebEx, all the WebEx apps and all that stuff over there. Sustainable. This is the Cisco circuit where they have the McLaren core and where you get test out driving a McLaren Formula One core. You got your full stack observability, you got your security, Cisco IT, and then one cool thing, I think that I showed you guys this a little earlier, but you got your NOC, your Network Operations Center and Security Operations Center, so it's super cool. And you can also click on it and get more information about everything. So it's basically saying where we are, which is the red dot, and then and one cool thing I think I saw, they have like indoor maps. I can't remember what the application is, but it ties into your, I think it's called Spaces, so it's internal. And actually I'll go over there and show you guys that right fast. So check this out. This is one of the coolest ports that I saw within the conference. These are flex pods, and these flex pods have all the equipment that's running the conference. I'm talking about the network and everything. You know what I'm saying? People are using the Wi-Fi and all that stuff is all ran through here, which is super cool. So everything from the conference is ran from these flex pods, and basically a quick data center setup, because you got your NetApps down here at the bottom with the storage. It all depends on which one we're looking at. You got your computes at the bottom most of the time, and then up here at the top you got your networking, your switches, routers, and all that stuff up here. And actually I'm gonna get a quick view of the front so you guys can see it. So this is the front right here of the flex pods with equipment in there. And they're actually going to talk. That's why I'm talking so low. I don't want to talk too fast, but too loud. But this is super cool. And if you look over here behind the top, that is the network operations center. All that data that's been captured. So it's super cool to see. Have you ever seen a nice little game?
right. So what cyber vision is used for is giving you visibility into your OT network, right? So your operational technology, think factory floors, roadside traffic cabinets, that sort of thing. So a lot of times devices get out there and nobody knows what's there. There's servers out there or devices out there running Windows 3.1 and things like that.
Yeah.
Networks have just been built over 10, and people just don't know what's out there.
Yeah.
Where are the vulnerabilities, what's out there. So what you can do with cyber vision is we run down in the network itself, in the network in some of our industrial switches and routers, and also some of the Catalyst devices. We run a little sensor down there. We call it a cyber vision sensor.
Okay.
And that sensor is basically looking at all the traffic that's going by. It's looking at all the PLCs, the HMIs that are talking with each other. And it's processing that, it's doing deep packet inspection. It's going to pass lightweight metadata northbound to the cyber vision center.
Okay. And so it ingests like logs, or it's ingesting stuff specifically from that controller?
Yeah, it's going to look for things like who's the manufacturer of that controller, what firmware version, and also what behaviors that device does. So does it do write variables, read variables, CPU startups?
And they're looking for anomalies.
It can.
Yeah,
you can do baselining as well.
Okay.
So if we were to go to the center, you can see a map here.
That's cool.
Yeah, so the nice thing with this is divided into zones and conduits model. It's like I've got like devices that should be talking to each other in cell 2, cell 1, for instance, and then there's going to be conduits between those devices.
Yeah.
Right? And then you can click in to see, like, let's see what this one's doing, this conduit, right? So I can see all the devices that are actually talking to each other through that conduit, and I can see how they're talking, right? Behavior, tags, protocols that are used, that sort of thing. And then once we have that information, we can go in here and do device list. I can see all the devices that are out there. I can see what kind of activities they're doing. I can see my vendor names, firmware versions, all that sort of thing.
Model, yeah, that's cool.
I get vulnerabilities, right?
Yeah.
I can see who, what's.
Yeah, that's cool because, I talk to a lot of people that are trying to get into cybersecurity, and I always tell them you need to be tracking those CVEs and different vulnerabilities that are out there just to see if it affects anything on the network that you're going in. It's cool that this actually has it right there, and you can just click on those CVEs and go right to them and check it out. Yeah,
that's right. And part of it all starts with just knowing what's out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then once you know what's out there, then you can see where patches need to be applied, where vulnerabilities are.
Yep.
It all starts with just getting that basic visibility.
Yep.
So we turn the network into an asset inventory sensor.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Guys, I wanted to show you guys the Security Operations Center. Right up at the top, there is a Security Insight dashboard. You can see all the alarming hosts, the alarm types, high traffic, half open attacks, and all that stuff. Top alarming host, so it tracks the IPs, it's a Wi-Fi attendee. I thought that was super cool. And then over here, you can see today's alarms. And it's broken out by the type of alarms. Data exfiltration, policy violations, point-to-point to internet, bot-infected host. Oh yeah, that's today's alarms. And then down here at the bottom, this is created by Splunk. Or this is a dashboard that they created by Splunk. Or actually, this is the firewall center. So this breaks down the firewall for us. But it's using Splunk as far as the data that's ingested into Splunk. And then up here, Firewall Management Center. This kind of breaks down everything as far as the threats. Right now they got threats selected, so intrusion, events, connection by security intelligence categories. And down here is the XDR, Cisco XDR. I wish they would roll it up. There we go, we back at the top, but yeah, this is just some alerts as well. But a lot of information that they're gathering here at the Security Operations Center, and I thought I would share it.
These are Cisco deployments, and another one that's going to teach you the fundamentals of AWS networking. And then finally, if you want to take your career and your skills to the next level, here's the AWS Networking Specialist Certification information on that. So if you want to take a picture, feel free. These are other links.
All right, what's up, guys? It's Josh from KeepItTechie, and I done met some awesome people here at the conference. I ran into my man, DeJuan Lightfoot. He's at the AWS booth, and he just did a talk. It was super cool. Good to see him. How you enjoying the conference?
What's up? This has been a great conference. It's even better seeing
my guy Josh, my guy Brandon, and so many more people, my cousin Q, and so many more people around the country have been here at Cisco Live. This was the first, so I'm happy to see that. And yeah, looking forward to just connecting with people throughout the event. Thanks, bro, for coming, and much love, man.
What's up, man? Yeah, peace. So I want to understand what this is because I've seen the Formula One cars over there that people are racing.
Yep.
I'm just curious on what data you're gathering and how you're gathering it and all that stuff.
Yeah. So in this case, are you familiar with Splunk at all?
Yes,
Okay,
a little bit. Yeah.
No, of course. So Splunk really doesn't care what the data looks like. So in this case, we're just collecting telemetry off of the e-racing sims, and in this case, we're collecting every second, 10 times per second, 300 different metrics out of those cars.
Okay.
All 4 cars are sending the same data, and we're segregating by, as people are sitting down, getting badge information, we're segregating it so we can pull up their information right off of their race, so they can fresh come over to us right after their race, talk to us. They can see there how they did versus everyone else through the week. So we've got aggregate data, 1,000 to 1,200 people I think that have raced through the week. Then I can drop down and show you exactly how your race did. Every second of your race and the 3 laps that you had, how that worked out for you. So you did race?
No, I did not race.
Okay.
Yeah, I kept wanting to do it, but I kept seeing the line, and I was like, I'm good.
So in this case, we're looking at Corey Z's information.
Okay.
He did pretty well this week, so he did 79 seconds. Our best time this week, I think, is still standing at 72.
Okay.
The average time that we're seeing is about 88, 89 seconds this week. But we like to go through and show everybody all the telemetry that they have for their week. So he's got a pretty typical track pattern, right?
Good time.
79 seconds is pretty good, right? So it's got a pretty typical track time. So we've got our 8 each lap, so we can see how they did over time. First lap, everybody starts out slow. And I'm embarrassed to say,
because you got
15 minutes to do the analysis. It's a cold start. You're starting from a stop. But Corey did pretty well as he went. His lap time got slower. His average speed got higher. His damage went up. This is always going to be an aggregate, so it's always going to go up over time. But we can look at the accumulated damage, but we can also look at like where Corey got his damage from. It's pretty typical as an average driver. Like, we're not at a McLaren F1.
Yeah. It's all.
It's going to be the engine, the tires, and the gearbox pretty much every time. As people go through one of the turns, there's one turn on this particular track that we've been racing this week. It's got a little couple of bumps.
Yeah.
It's always the left tires that get a little bit damaged. But we can take all of that data, aggregate it up, but also show everybody exactly how they did it across the.
Okay, and just so you know, my name is Josh, KeepItTechie. I have a YouTube channel where I just talk about Linux and also trying to help people get into the IT field. And so I always like to show people software. Like I did a demonstration a while back on a video showing people how to set up a Splunk environment in their home lab so they can understand how to use it. But it's cool that you guys are doing things like this. Yeah.
Very many different use cases for Splunk. Josh, I'm John.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. I work for Splunk.
Okay.
And I started very much similar to you. I started at Splunk in a home lab doing automation stuff, and now I get to do fun stuff like this.
Yeah.
There's so many different use cases for Splunk. It's just a fun experience here at Cisco Live, and the world is your oyster if you've got a good imagination and a good way to play with stuff.
Yeah. This is the Cisco customer experience area. They have a whole bunch of tools and software that they're using to help with customer experience. This is probably mainly for businesses in order for them to handle customer service. Oh man, that looks so cool.
Yeah, that's cool, eh?
All right, so I'm over here with Charles at the Cisco customer experience area. And Charles, what is customer experience all about?
Yeah, great question, Josh. Thanks for dropping by. Customer experience is all about post-sales. It's about driving adoption, making sure customers are getting the value out of their investments, making sure we're getting the health checks done, got access to Ask the Expert. So if you buy a technology, customer experience responsibility is to make sure you're getting the maximum value and return on that investment. Essentially, that's what it's about.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You enjoying being here, working the conference?
I'm a little tired because after 4 days, energy starts to deplete, but I'm energized by the customers that come by, the partners that come by, and folks like you that ask these questions. What is customer success, customer experience? And again, it's all about making sure the customers are getting the value of their investments. And a happy customer is a customer that's going to continue to use the service, buy more, renew the products, and be loyal to the product brand. But, you know, that's our job to make sure ultimately the customer is happy with what they have.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you, Charles.
Okay, Joshua, thank you.
All right. All right, y'all, that wraps up my coverage from Cisco Live 2024. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek into one of the most exciting tech conferences out there. Now, remember, attending events like this is crucial for your professional growth. You get to learn from the best, discover new tools and techniques, and build connections that can open doors in your career. Also, if you found this video helpful or inspiring, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the KeepItTechie channel for more content on Linux and tech career tips. And don't forget to drop a comment down below if you have any questions or want to share your own conference experiences. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Keep learning, keep growing, and of course, keep it techie.